All right. So now what I need to do is come in front of the camera so you can see me. All right, we're out here working on man doors today. Today is February 20th, and I'm still trying to get this thing dried in by the end of the month. So I got 9 days to get it done. So first things first, we need to measure up. Well, we got to measure where our door is going to be. So our rough opening for this door is 36 and a quarter by 82. So we got this measured in where we want it, and then we have to measure up on our grade board 4 inches. So our finished concrete goes up 4 inches on our grade board. So got that marked. Now I can take the level and line it up with my marks. It should be left. So that is our mark. And I can measure the vertical. So now I have a basic frame of where the door is going to be. I can measure. Okay, so now I got, you can see here, got the 2 verticals and then my horizontal. So I cut the grade board out because, like I said earlier, top of concrete is right there. All right, should wear safety glasses. Got something in my eye. That was fun. I'm gonna cut this out with a Sawzall now. So here we got our door opening. And we got 4 inches. All right, so we got this cut out. I am short. I need to order my pressure treated lumber for the inside because we're going to put a bottom girt on the inside all the way around. And then there'll be a cavity basically because I don't want to pour concrete over the posts. So now we'll fill that with insulation. So when I do that, I need to add a grade board on the inside here to give it a flush surface, but I don't have that yet. So that'll be a 2x4 or a 2x6. So in the meantime, we can get the door frames installed and then frame it all out. So I'll get a screw started All right, so here's the top board. I ended up dropping it. I'm gonna have to cut a new one, but I'm just gonna use that to put in here. And then put this up. Okay, so now I need to add the board on top. So I take it 2x6, measure from post to post, and then it'll sit in there and go across. All right, so we got this. We got the top piece up there. I'll use the square to get this flush. And I can put one in the other side because to make sure it's square, I don't want to tweak it because those boards aren't perfect. All right, so now what I need to do is come in front of the camera so you can see me. Okay, we got that board across the top now. Now we need to put a gird on the outside to hold that top brace and screw it all together. So I'll cut one. That is 94 inches, just under 94 should work. And then we can get that one fastened in, and then we can go ahead and cut out the rest of the girts. All right, so So now I'll take my square, line that up. We already got the bottom one cut. Mark these. And as I said earlier, you should wear safety glasses. I'm probably not going to wear them again, even though I should. All right, first man door is in. Get out of the way here. So it's all framed out. I got to go back in and add the blocking like we did for the windows. And then, like I said, once we get the other lumber for the inside skirt, we can add that in, and then it'll kind of short up. And then down here we'll add another board for the sill. All right, it's all framed in now. So we got our first walk door, and now we can move on to the next one, which should go a little bit quicker. This one just took some figuring out. Never done one of these before, obviously, so had to try to figure it out. So we'll measure off where this next one has to go, and we'll get the grade board cut out, and then we can get it put in. So this one has footers as well. The front door doesn't, but the back door does. So just one door doesn't. We didn't add the footers on the front because we had no idea how big the front door was going to be. We were going to do double front door, but we changed. Then we went back to a single, then we went back to double. We've been going back and forth, but we decided on a single door, 36-inch wide, with two full-length side lights. So the door will be a little bit smaller, but it'll have that plenty of light in the hallway. I got the other door, that's the door from the garage to the house. I got that one framed out and ready to go. I just didn't film it because I was trying to get it done quick. And now we're out here, back door. We got the level set up because it's a long run, 74 inches I think it is. So we'll get that cut out, and then it's much the same. Put the uprights on the 2x6s, and then cut it. And as you can see, the girts are missing here. We did that on purpose because we knew we had to put this door in there, so we didn't want to waste that lumber. So we'll get the sill board cut out, and then we can start framing it out. And we got a straight cut. So I think what I'm going to do is add a 2x4 in here, just a regular non-pressure treated, to stiffen things up a little bit. And then when I get the pressure treated, I can replace it. Once the door is built, it should be fine. But it's just a little more flimsy than I would like. So we'll get that. We'll just use a regular 2x that I have. All right, I got these 2x6s cut down. been going back and forth on using the 4x6s, but I think I'm just going to use 2x6s. So I cut these a little bit longer. I'm going to throw them up here in the LVLs. This is a pretty big span. So if I'm going to run those all the way up to the LVL. And it'll kind of firm things up a little bit, so it's a little difficult to twist it, so I got to get the ladder. We'll pound it in there. I think I need the taller ladder. Oops. Of course. As soon as I get the ladder, I get it to go in. Actually turned out better than I thought it would. Alright, now we'll try this side. Let's see if it's just as easy. Ow. All right, well, I cut in the wrong line, so luckily it's too small, so I got to expand it out a little bit. So I'll do that real quick and then widen the door. So I moved this post over, got them squared up. I got to fasten in the top on this side, and then they're all fastened in. Like I said, this one's a little bit different because I went all the way up into the LVLs. So I'm gonna run my header across at the height, and then I'll add in a horizontal 2x4. So up top, I'll run my header across the door like this, and then I'll run the top header in after that is run, and then it'll be probably stronger or just as strong as the way we did the other door. So I'll measure up the height, which is 99 3/4 from the bottom, and then I'll put a mark on both sides. I'll run my 2x4 across, and then we can put the 2x6 in the middle. All right, got it all cut. Have to get the blocking done, but it really shored this whole wall up. When I was up there doing the purlins on the trusses, it did get a little sketchy over here, but it doesn't shake at all now. So this definitely shored everything up, which is real nice. So big door. This is a slider. No, it's French doors here. So I'm not a fan of the sliders. I don't know, just never liked them. So we talked about a tri-slide, which wouldn't be too bad because it would get a lot bigger. But we opted for the French doors, and our plan for the porch back here is to eventually screen it in with some motorized screens. So when it's bug season or whatever else, we can drop those down. In the spring and the fall, we shouldn't have to worry about bugs, so we don't have to have them down. And then we'll have probably a screen. I think these doors open, I think we picked inward, so we can have a screen door on it still to let some airflow in. But with all the windows we got back here too, the 3 big windows in the great room, we shouldn't have to worry about keeping this open for airflow. So it's definitely good and solid now. So we'll go ahead and do the blocking, set this up real quick, put all those up, and then we just have the front door. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it today, and the front door is going to be a little bit different because this back door has these footers because we kind of changed the way the plans were, and then there's no other way to get inside to do fill and to get the trencher in here to run our plumbing. So what we're going to have to do with the front door is make it about 6 inches wider. So our front door is exactly a 1/4 inch. The rough opening is exactly a 1/4 inch wider than the skid steer we've been getting. So that's a little too close for comfort for me, an 1/8 inch on both sides. I'd rather not do that. So what I'm going to do is end up making it probably 6 inches wider so that I can get in there with the skid steer. The skid steer will be the biggest. The trencher, we're just going to use one of those little walk behind trenchers. So that's a lot smaller, but we'll make it 6 inches wider. And then we'll just block it in with additional 2x6s afterwards. So if this is the front door, what we would end up doing is just afterwards adding in 2 additional 2x6s. So we will get these blocked in real quick now, and then we can move to the front door. So I'll say real quick before I speed this up. On the first door I just used screws, but on the second door, the door into the house, I just use nails because it's not structural, these boards, and then it's gonna have plywood over all this stuff too. So it's a lot quicker with nails, and those nails are a little bit cheaper than the screws. So we will get to this. All right, well, she is all done. Walk out here so you can see. So it's a big opening All the doors, I think I said that earlier, are at 8 foot. So it does look pretty tall. And then the windows are just lower than the doors are. So it should look pretty good. But tomorrow morning, come back out here and we'll work on the front door. And we'll show that, because like I said, it's a little bit different than the other doors that we've done, because it's we got to build it wider. But I want to get that done and get that built so that I can start working on sheathing, because I can't do sheathing without framing out the doors. I mean, you could, but it's a little bit harder to frame it all in and screw it all in. So I'm just gonna get it done now, and like I said, I'll make it a little bit wider, and then we can fill it in afterwards. All right, we are out here this morning. I will say, it's nice to be able to walk through the door, even though there is a little bit of a step, without having to crawl through the dang girts like I've been doing for the past couple months. So we're gonna work on the front door this morning. Try to get that all installed so we can move on, because I want to do fascia and soffits. So I'm gonna pull out all the tools, come over here. Like I said, this one's gonna be a little bit different as far as how we're gonna do the door. Know how to add in some bracing and stuff afterwards until we get the doors here and get them installed. So grab the tools and then we'll pick it back up. Okay, so I got this marked out. Here is our mark for the door, and we've gone 6.5 inches wider on that side. And then here's our mark for the door, and here is our 6.5 inches wider. So the 1.5 inches that I wrote here is for our vertical 2x6, and then I'm gonna frame out like an L with a 2x4 and another 2x6 after we get the skid steer in here. So I'm gonna cut this 6.5 inches wider, and then that'll be our opening. So our opening will be, oh, I don't know, what's that, 13 inches wider. So I'll end up having 13 inches to get through here with the skid steer, so I can do 6.5 inches on both sides. That'll leave me plenty of space to be able to drive in and out with fill, and then with the trencher and everything else. So we'll cut that out, and then put up the door frames. We'll kind of build it backwards, but once I'll get this cut out, and then I'll kind of show you, it'll make more sense afterwards. Okay, well, last one is done for now. So I got the 2 uprights, you can see, and then I did a vertical. That's the actual, or horizontal. That's the actual height of the door. And then just like the other ones, I put the top plate, let's see, you can see it there. So I got that installed. So I'm not gonna frame it in yet, because this is, like I said earlier, 13 inches wider than the door will have to be. So you can see here, this is how I'm gonna end up framing it out after we get the skid steer in here. It's gonna have a 2x4 that'll be fastened to this 2x6 here, and then the other 2x6 will go here, vertical, and then that will be our finished door width. I was gonna just box this in with like a U shape, like basically put another one here, but I don't want to do that because then there's this cavity that I can't insulate. So doing it like this, we'll be able to get spray foam in here and get this all insulated. So this is plenty wide. We're at 85 3/4 minus, oh no, yeah, 85 3/4 minus 3 inches basically. So we're at 82 3/4, and the skid steer is 70 inches, 70 1/4, something like that. So we'll have plenty of space here, and then we'll just continue our girts out. And what I might do, what I probably will do, is add some a couple girts from over here to the outside of here. Not every one, but we got a bunch of scrap wood over there that it's not going to hurt. It'll really stiffen it up. But even cutting this big section out, it's still real stiff, so I'm not worried about it. And then we'll add in the grade board, which it will be easier to cut down because I can just rip it down. I could probably use the table saw if I wanted to dig it out, but I could just rip it down at 4 inches and then scab it back in. So that will be easy. But yeah, this is where we're gonna leave this door for now until we get the fill in. So my plan is to do the sheathing, well, the soffits and the fascia next, and then we can do the sheathing, and then I can do plumbing, and then get this. So I'll sheathe the roof probably, and then I'm gonna do the plumbing, and then I'll come back once I get this done and sheathe the front of the house. So I could do the other 3 sides of sheathing and just wait on this one. We'll see how that goes. I think once I get in the mood of doing sheathing, I'm not going to want to stop, so probably end up just doing the plumbing first, and hopefully we're coming in the end of February, so time change is coming up, and hopefully we get some nice spring weather. The weather's beautiful. It's supposed to be 60 today. It's supposed to be 60 for the next few days. Tomorrow night into Friday, we're supposed to be getting a little bit of rain, and then next week we're supposed to get a little bit of rain, half an inch or so. So it's just making things tough to get this all graded, and without getting this graded, I have no way to get the trencher in here. So I mean, it's on tracks, but I'd rather it just be easy. So and then I'm gonna need to fill. So that was the process of framing the doors. The garage doors are a little bit different, and I'm not gonna frame those till after we do concrete, because I don't want to use pressure treated up the sides. So that'll be a little bit different, but for the sheathing on that, it could overhang, and then we can cut it out at the end. It's not a big deal because there's such a big gap between the doors, so the sheathing's gonna overhang anyway. So yeah, so like I said, that's 13 inches wider. It's centered almost perfectly between the porch posts. So it should be it should look good when it's done. But that's where we'll leave this video. I think next video will be soffits and fascia, and then like I said, we can work on sheathing. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.